Stop feeding dry food to your dog. I just want to help your dog. Vast majorities of pet food is monopolised by 4 major companies here in the UK. That's Mars, Nestle, P&G and Hills. Nestle were the first brand to invent kibble back in 1950s. There was meat shortages in the country following the Second World War. What that meant was that they had to make meat last longer and cooking processes were formed to make dog food. And also metal was needed for ammunition during the war, so they changed dog food from being in cans to being in packaging that we see today. What did dogs eat before kibble was invented? They ate simple things such as raw meat, leftover vegetables from the family meals, and scraps off a plate. Although I don't recommend that one myself. Your kibble-fed dog is living in a mild state of dehydration. Hence why all of the packets say, always ensure water is available or supervise your dog. If you buy raw foods, none of these foods will say that on the packaging. And we all know vets would disagree with what I'm saying, or the vast majority of them would. But there are 2 reasons why they do. Number 1, it's bad for business that your dog is fed raw. Why? Because it causes less health problems, and less health problems mean less trips to the vet, which means less money in their back pocket. Number 2, ultimately, vet courses are silently funded or angel invested in by these big brand companies, ultimately causes a biased opinion and a biased way of teaching to their education. Every time I talk to a vet or I get comments on my videos, vets will say their bodies aren't designed to have raw meat. Well, in fact, dogs share 99.9% DNA with their cousin counterpart, the wolf, and wolves' bodies are designed to eat meat. The bacteria doesn't form in their stomachs. They have a different stomach acidity to us as humans. Their stomach acidity is pH 1. That means they can kill bacteria in their stomach, and it's absolutely safe for them to do so. Dogs were domesticated 40,000 years ago, and kibble brands have only been on the market for 75 years. That means 0.17% of the time that dry food brands have been out, we believe it's better. Crazy. If this was a gambler's table and your odds of winning were 0.17%, you'd never place the bet. Guess what? You're gambling with your dog's life. It's time to place your bet on the other 99.83%, don't you think? These big brands are allowed by government to falsely sell you a product, trick you into buying their product. There's not a lot of regulations around what they can say or what they have to put on their packaging. False words like flavour, that means they don't even have to have that product or a meat to be that flavour. i.e., if it's bacon flavoured, it doesn't have to contain pork, and it doesn't even have to really resemble pork in any way. It's a flavouring. The word with, so if it's chicken with salmon, the with bit doesn't have to account to hardly anything. In fact, the legal value is 3%. As long as they put 3% of that with product, they get away with it. Words like dinner, nuggets, or formulated, which they put on higher end products, only have to contain 25% meat. 25% meat out of 100% of your dog is super low and dangerous for your dog. These brands are ultimately selling to you. They don't care about your dog. Why do I say that? Well, let's put it this way. You can buy a product that's bacon flavored. It's got the colors and the strips of a bacon rasher that we would normally consume. Got lovely colors on the packaging. They're selling it to you. The dog, once it gets that bacon flavored snack, can't even see the different hues in that product or the colors in that product. So stop being fooled. It says grain free. Of course, dogs aren't meant to consume grain. It doesn't really have much nutritional value to them, and realistically, it's a way that they put a product in to fill the product out. If it's grain free, they just put an alternative filler in the food. It's hugely known as well that grain is almost now certainly causing illnesses in your dog, such as diabetes, arthritis, autoimmune disorders, and endless amounts of allergies. I almost bet I mentioned your dog if it's kibble fed. Try raw for 2 weeks and you'll almost see the difference immediately. But stick it for 2 weeks and I guarantee you won't revert back. Raw's expensive. It's not expensive. In fact, it's super affordable these days. I can feed my border terrier for 65p a day. An alternative of dry food mixed with a wet food, which is what the average consumer buys, would cost me anywhere between 60p and £1 a day. So for that 5p difference, for a much healthier natural product, that's what I'm going to do for my dog. I want a super healthy dog. So much better than giving my dogs roadkill, diseased animals, euthanized animals, and even feathers and teeth go into these products. Think I'm lying? Google the National Renderers Association. They were quoted to say, well, where else would we dispose of them? That's how much they care about your dog. Still think it's okay to feed your dog kibble? Of course, it's each to their own, and I'm only trying to share my opinion. However, if you don't believe me, drop a comment and I will send you all of the evidence. I will send you a documentary to watch called Pet Food, and that features Dr. Barbara Royal, Dr. Karen Becker, to name a few, and they go into depth about what's in kibble branded food. We're in the UK mainland. Head over to the rawdogfoodcompany.co.uk. They are the leaders in this country for raw dog food. They stock the widest range, they have so much knowledge, and they're there to help your dog have a much healthier life. And they truly do love your dog. You can even take them to go and see them. Best thing about rawdogfoodcompany.co.uk is that they will ship UK mainland on all orders over £40. I swear by them, I use them to feed my dogs. I beg you to feed raw to your dog. Kibble is killing your dog. And when I become a canine nutritionist and I learn exactly what dogs need, instantly I looked at a dry food packet and thought, there's no way in hell that this is good for my dog. It is a mass money market. It's $1 trillion business. So feed your dog raw. It's gonna save your dog's life. So many brands I could recommend. I could stand here for a long time. But for myself, what you need to do is tailor it to your dog and what your dog likes in the sense of protein. Personally, I swear by a product called Prime Raw. That is a 454 gram chub. It's super affordable. It's a fantastic product, great consistency. But there are many others, Yorkshire Raw, Mersey Raw, Duggies, just to name a few. Do your own research. I can send you the evidence, drop a comment or a private message, and I'll help you because I care about your dog. And I don't even know you. I just love dogs. It's what I do for a living. For now, thank you and God bless. See you in the next one.
Don't get offended. It's just the dog's honest truth.